Amazing how many people are addicted to their story and how they can't break out of it. How to get out of the story that I'm in and seem to be repeating it over and over again in my life. So first thing I say to people when they are stuck in the story, that they are in a cycle back and forth and they realize that they can't get out of it, is to recognize what that story gives to them, whether they see themselves as the hero or the victim or anywhere in between. There's something around the story that we tell ourselves and who we are and how we're meant to be that has a big impact in how we do life. If we have carved a particular personality around how we need to be, whether it's in our personal lives or our professional lives, that can really become an addictive behavior in being a pleaser, being an achiever, being someone who you think you need to be in order to get approval or love or recognition. And that's where it gets a bit dangerous, because who would you be without the story you keep telling yourself? You'd be free. But the story we keep telling ourselves about not good enough, that I'm carry a lot of shame, or nobody really loves me, or I'll never be successful, or I'm a failure. These stories we keep telling ourselves over and over again, they get cemented inside. That's what they feel like, and it's a heavy weight. And then we can barely move. We lose the impetus or the initiative to actually go do things, and we become procrastinators, and we postpone our life, and we postpone our joy, and we live this kind of half potential life. So how do I get out of this pattern in my head? How do I get out of this story I keep telling myself? First is to make yourself aware that it's a story you tell yourself. You're not good enough, or you'll never be successful, or you're a failure, and you'll never find the perfect person, whatever it may be. And to recognize that story for what it is. It's something, it's habitual, and we get addicted to that story because we believe that we are not good enough, or we are not of value to actually find the right job or have the right person. So that first step is so important, which is awareness. And of course, as I say before, and I say it again and again and again, awareness creates choice. If I start to put the story that I've been addicted to and stuck in, like a record, and I put it to a side and I start to look at what do I actually want in my life. So we take one example. I want to start feeling better in conversations where I start to feel confident about who I am. I want to be able to go to a particular social setting and feel like I can actually talk to people and not contract or not withdraw or not disappear or disassociate. And so I write about that. Write about all the things that you want to embody, the kinds of qualities that it would take for you to be able to do that. And then look at those qualities. Maybe one of them, for example, is having the courage to use your voice. So then start to practice that like a bicycle. It's like a muscle. Anything you practice, you start to develop. And anything you start to develop, you start to build a confidence by doing so. So you're changing behaviors, you're changing patterns, you're changing beliefs. And it does take step by step, because there's another part of you that's very seduced and addicted to that old identity of self. You're not good enough, or you'll never be this, this, or that, or you'll never get this, this, or that. So you have to be very aware that that part is there. Awareness. Awareness creates choice. And start refining what it is you want, the step that you want. Even just choose one thing. I want to be able to talk freely and confidently to people in a social setting. What do I need to do? It might be to be able to stand tall and be able to make eye contact for a few more seconds longer, to smile, to have a firm handshake, to use your voice, to not crouch your posture, to actually greet people, to take initiative, to initiate conversations, to ask people how they're doing, to learn how to communicate in a joyful way or a fun way, learn a joke, share something personal. So each thing that you ultimately want, whether it's a sense of embodied experience or quality to feel confident, to feel better, or something outside of yourself, there's always a structure that you can start to put into form of how can I get there? What kind of steps do I need? What is the quality of self-confidence? What does it mean to find the right partner? And what would that partner look like for me? What would I like to invite into my life? So that's just a very simplistic way of how you can go from this narrative to a more positive, healthier narrative that can support you, which is, oh, get excited about, oh yeah, wanting to meet someone, getting excited about feeling good inside. And how do I feel good inside? Well, doing very simple things that make you happy, things that make you grateful, things that create connection, very simple things, even just in nature or being with animals, that starts to give you more sense of purpose or meaning or joy in waking up in the day. So it's a big, big question when we look at how do I get out of my story? And the other side of that is slowing that story down, focusing on something that already you can see that you enjoy in your life, even if it's just making a cup of tea, one step at a time, and then you can grow those experiences. Have a cup of tea with a friend, and have a cup of tea with a meaningful conversation. Expand what it is that you love to do, and start actually feeding that. You know, there's an old story of the chief with the two wolves, and one is the bad wolf, one is the good wolf, and the little boy says, which one wins? And the chief says, the one you feed the most. So be very aware of which narrative that you want to follow in your life, and then you need to commit to every day focusing on what you want. Thanks for watching, and if you want to share this video or drop a like, always appreciate it, and maybe we see you next week.